guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Dead Walking Dead character video. Today we are looking at Natalie, a Woodbury resident who moved to the prison. Natalie is just the name that the actress gave to the character, but we're gonna roll with it. The actress also came up with a backstory on set with another background cast member, and that guy nicknamed his background character Thomas. So I'm going to consider their little backstory as canon, as it doesn't hurt the continuity of the show that much. So Natalie is of course female. She is played by Deanna Dixon. She is mid to late teens and first appeared in Killer Within. Thomas is of course male. He is played by Taylor McPherson. He is late teens to early 20s and first appeared in 30 Days Without an Accident. Before the outbreak, both Thomas and Natalie were born to the same parents and they grew up together as brother and sister. That's right, that was their little backstory. When the outbreak began, it's unsure what happened to their parents, but both Thomas and Natalie managed to survive and go to Woodbury. But seeing as we don't see Thomas until season 4, it's also possible that he never actually made it to Woodbury himself, and the siblings were reunited later at the prison when he was presumably brought in. In season 3, Natalie walks around Woodbury. Later, she's in the arena watching the fight between Merle and Martinez, and she cheers on Merle to win. She's next seen concerned about the commotion of Rick and group's attack. The governor tells her and some others to go back inside. Later, she's at the arena again, watching Daryl and Merle be put to a fight to the death. The two men fight, and some walkers are thrown in the mix, and what have you, but eventually Rick and co. start smoke bombing and killing guards. Natalie runs away in fear. The next morning, Natalie is seen with some other Woodburians trying to leave town. She watches Martinez get aggressive and then hears Richard Foster begin to get attacked. Natalie then watches the governor shoot the man coldly in the head to her shock, but she listens to Andrea's reassuring speech. She's seen the next day strolling around and helping to reinforce the town. Natalie isn't seen again in season 3, but in the finale it can be assumed that she had either a health issue or she just flat out refused to fight, as she wasn't seen in the governor's militia. If Thomas was at Woodbury too, it can be assumed he also either refused to fight or had an illness. After the governor's slaughter of his militia, Natalie and maybe Thomas were both brought into the prison to stay. In season 4, both Natalie and Thomas had been living at the prison for some time. Natalie eats breakfast with Molly in the courtyard. Meanwhile, Thomas is seen walking around, and later he's seen tending to the garden. At night, when the commotion in D Block happens, poor old Thomas was killed by zombies in his cell, off screen. In the morning, Natalie runs away from the zombies with everyone else. She stumbles down the stairs and then is picked up by Rick and carried to safety. Later on, Thomas is put down by Rick, so R.I.P. Thomas. Thomas is buried the next day by... Wait, is that Thomas right there digging his own grave? What the hell? It's actually just a blooper, but whatever. Thomas raised from the dead. Although on scene, Natalie got sick from the flu and was quarantined with the rest of the members. She luckily, though, was given the medicine in time and was making a recovery, but then the prison is attacked by the governor. Natalie flees with some others into the bus, and eventually the bus drives off with Natalie inside. Sadly though, we all know what happened off screen due to either the gunshots from the governor's new militia or someone dying from the effects of the flu. Basically, someone on the bus had turned, attacked everyone else on board, and carnage ensued. And everyone died on board, including, of course, Natalie. Natalie eventually turned into a walker herself, and when Maggie, Bob, and Sasha find the bus, they see a zombie Natalie popping her head out of the bus, trying to say hi. When Sasha and Bob are unable to hold the door of the prison bus, Natalie bursts through with the others and is eventually shot in the head by Bob, putting her down for good. R.I.P. Her body is likely just left there to rot, so R.I.P. both Natalie and Thomas. Natalie and Thomas are not much more than background characters, but Natalie at least has a bit of an arc of being a member of the governor's forces to eventually joining Rick's group, which are totally morally correct. Nothing much more to say. I do like the fact that the cast members came up with this little backstory, and I actually much prefer the idea that they reunited in the prison, only for them just to die a few months later. It's kind of tragic, and I kind of like that tragedy. Tell me your thoughts on Natalie and Thomas, and I'll see you in the next one, but first, let's spin that wheel. Let's pick another Walking Dead character to do a profile on. Freddy, finally!